Well, I reviewed part 1 and part 2, so I thought it would be rude not to briefly cover part 3 in what has been an excellent series so far. So did part 3 live up to what came before? Absolutely. In fact, I think this might be marginally the best of the bunch, giving us a genre mashup, a satisfying end to the overarching story, and a very enjoyable standalone film in of itself. We follow straight on from the end of part 2, switching gears from a slasher homage series to a folk supernatural horror, and it is very dirty, grimy and creepy as the town descends into paranoia, building on the narrative that came before beautifully to set us up for the second half of the film, which is a return to the 90s horror slasher genre and the face-off between our antagonists and the big bad. The narrative wraps up the Shadyside / Sarah Fear witch story arc really well, although I kind of guessed where it was headed in the first 15 minutes of this, but credit to the writers, that actually didn't spoil my enjoyment, because attempts at subverting my expectations should be guessable based on what went on before and not just come out of left field. That's the case here, thankfully. I'm looking at you, Disney Star Wars. We get a decent amount of gore, and more importantly, we return to the far more likeable and relatable characters and actors who are still alive from part 1, with them playing different characters in the past here. Again, more a fun time than scary, so if you are looking for scares, look elsewhere. I really recommend the Fear Street trilogy to anyone who has an interest in horror. In nothing else, it absolutely confirms my opinion that if you are going to do a trilogy, plot it out beforehand. Still looking at you, Star Wars, so that your story has an actual overarching plot and creates 3 satisfying films that can be enjoyed individually, which is exactly what Leigh Janiak has achieved here with this series. I kinda hope Netflix throws some more money her way and we get a second trilogy. I'm gonna give this 4 stars out of 5, and the trilogy as a whole, 4 stars out of 5. Like, comment and subscribe, I guess.